another. Uh, and I'm gonna show you real quick. Hold on, let me go where I gotta go for this. Let me pull something up, and it's gonna hurt your feelings here. And some of you might be triggered. You're gonna be on your it's this is that this is all the unnecessary bullshit. So let's go ahead and share the screen. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it make sense for y'all out here today, because I really want to see what y'all talking about. Okay. We're gonna bring this up to the top. Look at here, look at here. Ladies and gentlemen, we talking about 2024. We ain't talking about no back in the day when it was on the higher and all this other stuff. Talking about gas chambers and all of this. This is happening right now, Tennessee. Okay. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and get that. You're seeing what you're seeing. I don't want you to think your eyes is playing tricks on you. Okay. Let me go ahead and play that for you. Y'all see it? Do you see it? This is right now at the Capitol building, y'all.
And where's the military at? Where is the military at for these guys? Where's the apprehension of these guys, these domestic terrorists? Because they're in front of a government building that we pay taxes to. Because now it shows that the justice. Yeah, it shows that the justice leans to their favor. It's no different from having a lynching a booth in front of the courthouse. You know, if you know the historical reference of where I'm coming from a Negro perspective. Right. So when I see that, I see the prevention of justice being wielded in front of there. And why is the DOJ's not being notified? This is on Biden's watch now, family. Keep that in mind. This is on Biden's watch, not Trump. This is on Biden's. So when I see this, yeah, that's a issue. But the other thing is, those Trump red sneakers, they match the color of those shirts of those guys. Just throwing it out there.
Just saying. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I got the picture of the red ones too. They got the red ones of the slides, of the white ones.
Oh yeah.
They're solid red.
Send that to my DM. You understand me? We're gonna show these folks.
Sir.
Again, in America right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about 30, 40 years ago. And I definitely got to hear from my brother Lone Wolf on this. Okay, because again, he is a great proponent of trying to get the deer in the headlight Negro prepared. Okay, it's a lot of tough folks all over the place, but you ain't doing this. Y'all not doing this, huh? And collectively, let alone, can we keep that 100? So my brother Lone Wolf, I got to hear from you in this scenario, sir. What comes to mind when you see this display of what should be interpreted as treason, honestly? But they're going to call it freedom of speech, right? What say you, brother Lone Wolf, Juan J. Johnson?
I think that what comes to my mind is the First Amendment. I think that a lot of us in the Black community have been practicing democracy for a long time. These white folks are living democracy. That's like when we were watching January 6th, most Black folks was home watching television. It was the white folks out there living that experience. Where were we at? If we believe so much in this country, in these amendments, why didn't you see those numbers of us? Because we've always been spectators.
Hold on. Oh, I don't think folks heard what the Lone Wolf just said. Would you say that again, brother Lone Wolf?
We have always been spectators in this republic. Watch this. The First Amendment and the Second Amendment of the Constitution They are not suggestions. They are rights. When I see folks out there with those swastikas and red and black outfits, they understand something about that First Amendment that we don't yet understand.
Mm.
Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press,
Come on.
freedom of assembly, and the right to the government. They're not practicing. They're living out the democracy. We are the Monday morning quarterbacks or analysts watching democracy, the republic on full display. When I see that, I see, okay, well, that's something we should be doing. Why not? They're not going to lock them up for that because they are operating to their First Amendment right. And then I'm gonna chase it with the Second Amendment, which protects the First Amendment. Trump's views are protected under the First Amendment. The freedom to purchase whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as you want, how often as you want. We practice in democracy. They live in it. I no longer practice.
Hold on. You can't just Brother Lone Wolf, don't just slide and be smooth with that shit. He said we practice democracy. They live it.
Absolutely. We are the greatest complainers in the history of the world because we have everything we need. We have all the resources. We have all the brain power, all the muscle power, but we don't have the confidence. Man, we don't have the confidence. We don't even have 50% of the confidence. If we had just confidence, if we just had confidence, we could change this stuff overnight. Overnight.
Oh, so Brother Lone Wolf, are you saying this portrayal of confidence that are coming from folks, this is all acting, sir?
Absolutely. We've been begging for decades for Black folks to wake up and do something. And then we get mad when the others come over here and build overnight, in spite of their access to the wealth. The greatest wealth is in your mind. That's the greatest wealth. You could be sitting on land right now with diamonds underground. If we don't know how to get it out, it's just a piece of land. We're making too many excuses. Too many excuses. And that's why I look here. Check what you're doing, what you're saying. And look, I am just like you, I'm a recipient of the no support.
Come on.
When you target all your energy, all your resources to a people who are just ungrateful, who will just dismiss you, knowing you got everything they need, but guess what? They dismiss it. Somebody's ice is colder. Somebody's water is wetter.
Come on.
So don't get upset when we extend our tents to folks who's going to at least put some respect on it. They probably just like respect.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. So I'm just so through with some of these folks, man. It ain't even funny. Because I when I see the lack of confidence, I try to build it. But some folks are just so broken, as Frederick Douglass says, it's easier to raise strong children than try to repair broken men. Most of our people out here are broken. They're beyond repair. And you don't waste no energy on folks that's broken. You step over their carcasses.
That's what I'm talking about.
And keep on moving.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the brother Lone Wolf Firearms. We're going to take a brief commercial break, y'all, and we'll get into your your second and of course final course for today's broadcast. I want to thank everybody for tapping in here with me today. This is On Their Next Podcast, and I'm your host, Chef C from New Jersey. Let's go into that commercial, y'all. Hear a word from my brother, Dr. Short.
I've been all over the world. I've noticed this about Black Americans, and I'll stop here. We have more people trying to turn us around than I've seen for any other group anywhere in the world relative to what our situation is. That you've got teachers, you got people that will just do stuff. If they find out you're legit, just help you because they want to see Black folks make it. We do have this. This is lacking in other places, I can assure you. But you know what? Our desire to save people cannot be greater than people's desire to be saved and to help. So the people that do not want it, let them go. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. I sure get it nowadays.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we're going to get into this. This is a one I definitely want to hear from the brothers, but I got a presentation here, and this one might get a little sensitive for y'all. Okay, we're gonna go into a touch of the family dynamic here, but it's a little touchy because it's coming from this white boy here. But ultimately, he you know, they say he didn't come out of a black vagina, so he's white, but he got a black dad. So, you know, the biracial, I don't know I can't really speak on the biracial dynamic, y'all. But what I can speak on is the father-son or the lack thereof. All right. And I wanted to touch on this today because, yeah, it's cool to talk all the ha-ha and the sneakers and all of that funny shit. You know, I honestly, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I really don't care. I honestly don't give a fuck about that stuff. I don't care about what no Fanny doing. I don't give a shit about what Trump got going on. I don't care about who twerking or what. You understand? But niggas do. Some niggas do care about that. But I want to talk about this. Okay? And let's go ahead and get into this. Let me play something for y'all real quick. You know, and I want to hear from y'all once we get in, after I get into this program a touch. I want to hear from y'all because this is a piece from the young man. Okay, now some folks are saying he can't speak the way he's speaking because he ain't really black, right? So let's go ahead and play a track from this young man, and this young man is Logic. You know, one of his tracks here called 5 a.m. I'm going to tag him with this thing once I'm done. I'm going to tag him. Okay. And see what he got to say. I don't want the little nigga, you know, I don't want him, you know, giving me a copyright strike, but I'm going to tag him anyway because I think I need to. But let's go ahead and play this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and play this. Let's play this track. All right. And listen up to this lyric, okay? Listen up to this lyric. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that track? Let me see.
No,
Let
we
me
didn't hear
see.
No,
You
but
heard
I
it, Brother
looked up the
Juan?
lyric. No, I didn't, but I looked up the lyric that you're talking about. You know the Negro on the job.
I'm gonna spin it back one more time for the Negro. Hold on for everybody. I'm gonna do this for everybody one more time. There we go. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and play the track for everybody. I want y'all to hear this, okay? And you let me know. All right, let's go ahead and play this.
Daddy a Negro, half-breed motherfucker, grip the mic and he flow.
Hold on.
Negro, half-breed
Hold on. Boom.
Y'all see a white boy, but my daddy a Negro, half-breed motherfucker, grip the mic and he flow. I just wanna spread love, they want me to bleed slow. I just wanna keep the peace and help people.
All right. So yeah, I think we heard the track right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. My first thing is what's on his driver's license. We need to run the paperwork check like they do in the yard, you know. What's your paperwork looking like, shorty? Do you have a white boy on your driver's license or do you have a Negro on your driver's license? We can start there. What's on your birth certificate? We got to hit them with that California Task Force standard. And then if you check CCC, that's where I'm coming at. Because I'm hearing the tragic case of the mulatto. Brother, you could pass for your white. And I guarantee that he probably has white on his driver's license. I guarantee you had white throughout his whole entire history. But even if you do have the lineage, is what you have on that paperwork as well. That is one of the requirements.
Hold on, brother Negro. We don't I do the
I'm sorry to go. I'm gatekeeping up the culture, brother. I'm you know, I got to sort the delineation right now.
Listen, I'm gonna get this second portion of this program out, right? And then I'm gonna hear from the brothers from y'all. I want to hear from y'all. But let me get this off because I want to rise above. I want to try to go to. Well, I'm not gonna try. I'm just gonna do it on my own. If cats get with it, cool. If they don't, cool. Here's where I'm coming from with this. All right. I'm looking at this young man, and he had a broadcast maybe 11 days ago. And it's interesting that he decided to do it during this month, Black History Month. Now, some people revere this and take it for whatever level of importance, greater than other folks do. Okay. But I want to play this. I want to play this track, y'all. I want to play some of this clip from him and his dad. Okay, he brought his dad on his podcast. Okay, and they were having a conversation, right? Waking up some old things and shit like that, and a lot of folks are a little outraged, saying that essentially, he basically used his dad for some clout. Okay. But let's go ahead and play this. I want y'all to peep the dynamic. Okay. Peep the dynamic. We're gonna play this real quick.
Into this because we talked about so much last night that I kind of want to just talk about today. And I want you to know that this is a safe space and that we're good. And what's really funny is we haven't spoken in a couple of years. So let's talk about this. And it ain't no defense. It ain't no that. I know there's cameras in front of us and lights and all this other shit. But I'm excited to talk about a few things in a good way. And I want you to know that you really are in a safe space. I ain't trying to paint you in no light. I know you've been upset previously about me being so open and so vocal and so honest about things that you've done in your past. Some other members of the family will be like, why'd you say that? To which I respond, what do I say when you say, why would you say that? What do I say?
I don't know.
I say, why would you do it? Then why would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
So as a little boy experiencing some of the things that I experienced, that's why I talked about those things. But in no way am I here to discredit the man that you are today. So let me say, Daddy, you are a good man. You are a strong man. You have your faults just as I. You are imperfect just as I and any other human being out there. But I, without a doubt, can say, as your son of 33 years, that this is the strongest and most honest version of my father that I've ever seen. And I just want to say I love you. And
I love you too, man.
All right, let's hold on real quick. Let's go there today, gentlemen and ladies. Let's go there. First and foremost, the question I would like to pose. Are men more likely to miss or desire the apps, or are men more inclined to have more traumatizing experiences for the lack of a fatherly presence in their home than a female? Okay, I want to know that, because in this situation here, this dude Logic and his dad's dynamic, you know, this is a typical black man was at home and he did all type of bullshit to me, and this is the typical stuff that we go through, unfortunately, and just like other communities go through. Let me make sure I put that out there. Okay. However, a lot of folks are saying, listen, this cat shouldn't be putting his dad out there, putting that black man out there. Well, my understanding is that there's a legit test that he had. He had a DNA test. So the dude is his son. It's definitely his son. All right. But before I get too deep into that, Brother Negro, well, I'm gonna go to Brother Lone Wolf. Brother Lone Wolf, outside of complexion, okay, could you say that this young man is actually his son? Would you be accepting of that title?
Yeah, if the DNA test says that's my son, that's my son. I'm not going to deny my child. But I
Right.
would this in reference to what you said. I think it's not some more. I think, well, yeah. Just to answer your question, yes, I would accept this child.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Brother Negro, I guess I can assume that you're saying you're not going for that because you want to know what he put on what it say on the driver's license. That's what the Negro said. So, but let's keep playing a little bit more of this, because I found this very intriguing, this dynamic here. And could anyone else have some healing through watching this episode? And I'm gonna say, for me, aside from the color shit, which I really didn't even allow myself to go there, I actually understand this dynamic. I'm actually very familiar with this dynamic, minus the drugs and all of that. But I'll play the rest of this. Let me play some more.
Oh shit. I want to thank you for having me come out.
For sure.
It's been a really great experience, and I've only been here for a few hours, man.
I know you already asked me to buy you a truck and give you some money. It's true, nigga. You did. You asked me last night. You said I need a truck. I said, let's talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
I'll buy you a truck, Daddy.
Oh, thank you.
You want a truck? I'll buy you a truck. I'll buy you a truck. I just wish you didn't ask me 16 hours
in
in
the truck.
What your son? No. Let's talk about that really, really, really quick. So the last time I stopped talking to you, it was because I drew a line, and that line was about money. One of the first times I actually let you back in my life 10 years ago, the first thing you walked in the house, you did what?
Oh, talk about money.
You talked about money. What did you ask me for, Dad? How much money was it? You remember?
No, I don't remember.
It was $600 because you had a fucking.
Oh yeah, $600.
You had a court
That's
case.
The first time.
That wasn't the first time. That was the first time since we had stopped talking and we talked again. You asked me for $600 because it was some court case, something about a woman, some XYZ. We don't got to get into it. And you wasn't in the door 15 minutes, and you had asked me for $600. Now, we worked that out, and I helped you the best I could, and we situated that. But I know that this time, this is very, very different. And I mean this, man. I'm not here to try to paint you as some monster, some asshole, because you're not. Once again, you've made mistakes. Who hasn't as a human being?
Right.
And I'm here to tell you that I love you. And, not 24 hours into your being here, not only did you ask me to buy you a truck, you asked me, for some money and trying to stay afloat, XYZ. And you kept talking to me about money, Now, in the past, I would have said, why the fuck are you talking to me about money? And I would have just shut it all down because I drew my line and you crossed it. Now, here I am at 33 years old, And we had a conversation today. And I said, I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset. I just said, Dad.
But I felt bad. I felt bad about it. That's where I felt bad because I didn't look at it like that. I didn't look at it like, boom.
You looked at it like you were telling me about your situation.
Exactly.
And I think that's the difference. I think I see that. I understand that. You are in your situation. And, you know what I'm saying? You ain't in poverty, but obviously at the same time, it's like, you know what I mean? Like you hustling and you're struggling. You're struggling and you're doing your thing.
Of course.
Now,
but a lot of people are struggling, brother. A lot. There are a lot of people out here struggling. But the bottom line is how do I get through that struggle? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to come back? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to be able to bounce back from that
and
bounce to something else?
And I truly recognize that I think for the first time in my life, I realized that when you talk to me about,
when I look at body language and exchange between people, you can still, like, for me, I identify hostility. It's definitely still a high hostile environment there. It's extremely forceful.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. I hear you, sir.
Well, if you think about it, is this their first time seeing each other in 10 years? Because he said, I've seen him for 24 hours. He hadn't saw him before that for a minute. That distance that you're seeing is because they don't know each other. There's a big disconnect. Wow.
Well, my brother.
Can I comment to that?
Hold on, sir. Hold on. I want to say this. When even if it's a 10-year situation, can we honestly say to somebody you haven't seen them in 10 years, you love them? You still, particularly if that's your father, you love them. Like, I'm not gonna force. Like, for me, I don't force myself to say some shit I don't mean. Okay, and then be awkward around you the whole damn time. No. Especially if you weren't even there a good amount of time of my life growing up, I'm not even going to, like, even the hug, like we saw the hug in the very beginning. You saw how uncomfortable he was coming out. They were both uncomfortable coming out of that hug. Super uncomfortable. So for me, it's like, we got this very interesting dynamic when you're dealing with the biracial child there. I don't even, like, I'm not even gonna put it on him to say his position is coming from a place because he has that other side in his DNA. I'm just looking at it like this, man. Okay, mom or dad, if you wasn't there and you wasn't doing right by me, you're a stranger. So even to some extent, like, I don't even blame him. Folks are saying he trying to get a lick off of having his dad on the show. Right? I can't even listen. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I don't know if I wouldn't even be the person who wouldn't bring my dad on there if we're mending or whatever it is, and even my mom. I'm not even gonna listen. Anybody. I would bring them on and we would have that conversation. Right? Any relative, keep it a buck. But we're looking at a situation here where father wasn't there. In this scenario, dad wasn't there because of whatever other reasons. I know where he's coming from because I didn't have my father in my life. And the first time I actually saw my biological father, he also asked me for money. He also asked Lil Chef C for some change. Right? Now I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why is this the first encounter? So I understand that dynamic, but I ain't gonna tell somebody I love them. I'm not doing that, and I haven't seen you at all. Everybody, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I see the room touching up a touch. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. You're here for the first time. Let me know where you're tapping in from. You understand? So, but Brother Negro, go ahead and speak your piece, Brother Negro. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I see. I'm going to talk more or less about the disconnect from a cultural standpoint. You could see that the young man's not raised by his father or has any connection to the Black American community or the Negro American community, but yet still he's claiming a lineage because he feels like he has a birthright, but he does not have the cultural understanding or maybe the nuances about some of these circumstances. And the reasons why, like, if that was the case, if he knew that his father was being disenfranchised as a Black Negro man, if you know Negro, you know the history that goes along with that word. Why are you not advocating for reparations? Why are you not advocating for things in the interest of Black men so that they can be in the household, so that you can repair those relationships? I felt like he basically exploited his father. And this shows some of the aspects of interracial dating and intercultural dating, even as for the disconnect when it comes to our culture and our lineage and our people, and how it can be easily taken advantage of. And the other aspect is just because you have the blood right doesn't make you the right fit or the right person for our community. Because you lack the cultural and historical precedent. And on top of that, you're the individual is using his birthright and more like in a way to economically empower them, but like themselves solely. They're not like really looking out for the collective. It's very exploitative in the way that they're using the bloodline to obtain leverage in a much secure conversation, if you get what I mean. And this is reserved for people that got it all four corners. And this is the reason why there was a push in the lineage-based movement for minusing out mulattoes because of stuff like this. Like, let's really keep it a stack.
Talk that.
And I was one of the few. Yeah, I was one of the few that was saying that, yo, you sold your birthright if you marry outside your lineage and have children with a woman outside your lineage. I don't care if she's Asian. I don't think she cares if she's Latino. If she's not from the Black American lineage, why are you talking about things that are that's severe to our community without understanding the nuances with it?
Right.
That's like I would have if he would have said Black American or if he would have said something like that. But when he starts talking about Negro, you know the Pacific history about Black people, and then you come up and make things like you're a liar, like this man's a liar, that he's a grifter, that he's a stealer. You're labeling that whole the cultural tropes that was weaponized against Black men to be the brute that they so call us to be. So that's the reason why I'm concerned. And why there needs to be cultural guardians in the presence of the room. You know, they got the rabbi there. Well, we need to have a Negro or a Black American cultural guardian in the presence of certain types of conversations. Because we can't have something like this going off where it could be weaponized by our true enemies. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that could be weaponized in that manner. And then now he's going to say, well, I'm entitled to reparations, but I bet you he got white on that driver's license.
The Negro. What y'all say in the comments about the Negro statement, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. Y'all rocking with the Negro, with what he said? Listen, if you don't really get down with the lineage like that, if you're not damn near full of pure blood, you know, really can't take this dude serious. Okay. But let's play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go to Brother Lone Wolf. Okay. Let's play some more of this.
About buying you a truck, which I will do. And when you talk to me about helping you, which I will do now, it isn't for you selfishly. It's for my little brother and your wife.
Exactly.
Now, respectfully, from the bottom of my heart, I think that a lot of the shit that you used to ask me for 10 plus years ago, it wasn't for them, because guess what? That little boy didn't exist.
No, because it it was for my self-centeredness. Bottom line is as I've gotten to.
Let me ask y'all. Should parents be asking their kids for money? Right?
It ain't tricking if you ain't got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. Let's go there.
I'm gonna go to Brother Lone Wolf. Hold on. Should parents be asking their kids for money? Brother Lone Wolf. Should parents be asking their kids to buy them cars and houses and shit like that? Should they be doing this? Is that okay?
Without making a blanket statement, there's no two situations are the same.
There we go. Talk that.
It all depends on the family. You know, I mean, a lot of the older generation are not as wise financially as some of these young ones today. I think that is I'm 55, right? So I'm established. So I'm always seeing myself doing for the children within reason. Because when you're an adult, you do adult things. Mm-hmm. When I say children, I'm talking about 17, 18, 21. When you get about 25, 26, then you are that lady or that gentleman. You have to begin to figure those things out for yourself. You got to problem solve for yourself. So I think that each family situation is different. I don't want to make a blanket statement because, again, we come out of a culture don't have nothing anyway.
Right.
We ain't talking about we the super wealthy, super rich. We the super trying to make it. So if you can assist, you can. And if you can't, you can't.
Right.
Yeah, I'll leave it right there because, again, no two situations are the same. Watch this. I'm driven. I see myself outside of the biracial piece in this whole conversation. I can recall not speaking to my biological father for 13 years.
Come on.
Okay, be very clear with that. And if I hadn't initiated the conversation, we still wouldn't be talking.
Oh, so you had to jump that off.
I did it. See, some of our parents are good when not talking to their children. Some of these parents have convinced themselves that some of them have a God mindset. My father literally told me and his children that he turned us over to the Lord. So he don't really have no relationship with none of his children. And he's still living. My mom has since passed away back in 2007. So when I hear this conversation, I see some similarities. I don't know if I would have conducted the interview like that because we need to get some things straight before the cameras. Because I know me, I can be very ruthless.
Yes, sir.
Very, very subtle in my conversation, but it's very. I know how to cut. Like, let them cut, let them cook, let them cut.
Come on with it, brother. Wow. You understand? Let them cut.
Let them cut. But this is interesting because I think about my right now relationship with my father. It is strange. I had to tell him, don't tell me you love me. Because love is an action word.
Come, man, listen, hold on. Say that again, Brother Lone Wolf.
I said I had to tell him, don't tell me you love me. Because love is an action word.
Come on.
His response was traditional to end the conversation with I love you. I said, don't do that. You can say anything you want, but you won't say that to me. Because I know love is action. Most of us are just on traditions or what we used to doing. Nah. Tell me anything up with that. You can say bye to me. Have a great day. But do not say you love me. Especially if you're not operating. You're not moving in love.
If you're not moving in love. I understand that sentiment, Brother Juan, and that position. And that's why I said, listen, don't, even I'm not even gonna lie to nobody. I'm even getting to the point with that, my brother stuff. I'm starting to look at, I don't want no, I'm about this motherfucker. Don't call me your brother. Yeah. I'm almost getting there. I ain't even gonna tell you. Yeah. Don't call me your brother, actual by blood or by acquaintance. Don't call me your brother. You understand? I'm almost there. I'm still a little, on the edge about it, because I think, for me, as I mature, it should be valued and it should be qualified.
Well, I'll say this, Chef. It's not so much of what they say, it's what you respond to.
Yes, sir.
I can't keep you from saying what you're going to say. But my response is my decision.
Indeed.
So I'll leave it right there on that, because again,
let's play a little bit more of this. Yes, sir, Brother Juan.
To evolve to where I'm at right now, I realize about the self-centeredness. I realize the self-sacrifice that I give today. I didn't sacrifice anything a long time ago, but I feel that I sacrificed today.
I feel that you sacrificed today.
Yeah.
I see how much you care about that little boy. You care about that little boy.
Your little brother.
My little brother. Yeah, but I'm saying that beautiful little boy, I see, because I was him and you didn't sacrifice when I was him.
Hold on.
And you didn't sacrifice when my sisters were him or my brothers were him. And guess what? I'm not here to beat you up or make you feel bad. I'm here to celebrate you because you finally feel it.
Yeah.
And the happiness and the gratitude and the appreciation that I feel when I see how much you feel about that little boy, the way I wish you would have felt about me, it makes me happy.
Well,
that's where the lick come in right there.
He flipped that. That was a flip right there.
That was the lick. Listen, but again, we got to understand something, y'all. And this is why I want to touch on. This is why I wanted to have this broadcast. All the funny shit I did on the first course, that was funny shit. Ha ha ha, nigga shit. This the real shit here, okay? And the conversation I'm looking to have and an understanding is, in this case, can we admit that parents got favorite children?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That child, and unfortunately, many would think upon leaving the womb, these parents, would have this immediate burst of care and concern, as it pertains to the child, to either straighten out or get things together for the betterment of that child. And it takes, in this situation, we're looking right here, in this situation, he's got brothers, sisters. None of that motivated this father to change the way he moves. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because we got this dad up on the screen here, don't mean it ain't shit mothers out here. Okay? We're not leaving the moms out. Don't get it twisted. Just so happened that he's served up right now. Okay? And it's true. We see in our community that the favorite child will have that parent acting different than she did with the others, or he did with the others. They're going to spend that extra time. They're going to show up to those events. They're going to change and try to leave something for that kid. Okay? They're going to do stuff like that. And you're going to be like, well, where was this energy for me? Where the hell was this energy for me? Because I damn sure could have used it instead of being stuck with the trauma of not having it for the rest of my life. See, these are the conversations. I want to have this kind of conversation, not the nigga shit, but the nigga shit had niggas in here. Now we talking some serious stuff and the numbers don't went down. See, this is what I'm talking about. I want to have a real conversation, but niggas want nigga shit. When I had them Trump sneakers on here, it was 11 plus people in this in viewing. But now we talking some real stuff. All right. But folks don't want to have that conversation. Let's keep on going a little bit more here, though. Let's keep on going.
The bottom line is Ashton is a miracle, man. Because you know I was.
He's a miracle. Why, Daddy?
But
why is he a miracle, Daddy? Because 33 years after you had me, what happened?
I had a vasectomy.
You had a vasectomy. That's how you know the nigga black. Had a vasectomy.
Now hold it here. Now you got the white looking boy here say, you know that nigga this, you know that. I want to know how many people honestly get triggered by hearing this white boy say nigga. Because he look white, but DNA say he got nigga in him. He's a nigga.
Hey, can I tap in on some stuff that I posted up in the back channel for you that you can look at too as well? About the relationship a little bit further. Because I was curious. Yeah, the first time he came to me, it was for $85K in a truck or something like that. And that was for a home. The other one, it was like $1 million he did ask. And the other one, so like these are real incidents. And then he had another one where we talked about childhood trauma, about drug addiction, stuff like that. My thing is, it's during Black History Month that this is being dropped, right? And second of all, that Black men are considered to take care of their children statistically. So this guy is bringing up an aberration to make it fit that standard of blame all Black men. That's my problem with him going around saying racial explicitives, saying the N-word, while understanding the difference between Negro and the N-word. See, there's a certain standard when you invoke Negro. There's a certain expectation historically that you understand. And I feel like this guy is playing games with us. And I feel like he's the type of guy that'll be a Coleman Cruz that'll go up in a reparations discussion to tank it. He's that guy. If you look through his lyrics a little bit more, he talks about this all lives and all this other nonsense. So just something for us to think about. We need to put the gates up. He's in the people of color category.
Hit him with the Negro talk.
Chef, I don't disagree with Negro. I'll just add a comma. Who you sleep with makes a difference. There's consequences to sleeping with people outside your ethnicity. And whether you see it in the present or in the future, see, he's witnessing, the father is witnessing his past consequences. Not having the relationship with his biracial son, the son feels a certain way because now you got another child and he sees the love that you poured into that child and he didn't get it. He can sit there, calm, cool, collect. But that's a raging storm on the inside. Okay? But again, because we don't put no respect on who we sleep with, and who we bring babies into this world with. And then when they flip on you, again, the relationship between a father or a parent and the child is not reciprocal. And even more when the biracial has to pick the side of the white side or the black side, the white side or the Asian side, whenever you have a biracial relationship, it's the children who grew up really confused. They may not say it out publicly. I didn't ask for this, but you can see how they move. Either they have a strong dislike for their own color, or they have a strong love for the other color. All based on a decision by the parents.
Well, you know what, brother Juan J. Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
I got more digging information. Tapping in from the Negro line. 2 seconds.
Well, bear with me because we're gonna keep on sliding a little bit here. Young man's got about 5 siblings. Peace to Sister Veen in the chat. 5 siblings, but now we got the little boy here. And you know what? Listen, we're gonna be honest today. Some of the older siblings don't like them little young niggas because you see how well. See, the problem, I start looking at these adults, honestly. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Yep.
These quote unquote adults. These adults be so damn hot in the pants or the vagina that they'll go ahead and pop out a child that they're not mentally prepared to do anything with, and then want you to have grace for them later, right? For their shortcomings when raising you.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to have grace. Oh, well, I was young and I did what I had to do. Well, what you were supposed to do was keep your legs closed. What you were supposed to do was pull out or not even put it in.
Facts.
That's what you were supposed to do. But now I gotta have grace for you because you don't know how to have some fucking sexual control. Right? I gotta have grace for you. And now I gotta live in a neighborhood or in an environment of self-discovery, watching you go through whatever it is you go through, may even have a fucked up household, right? Because you're not making the right decisions, male or female, right? And then I gotta try to just go out there and figure this world out after being in your company, in your environment for however many years until I decide to move out. See, this, ultimately is unfortunate for children who go through things like this. However, the young man, I will say this, he is given a hint. I'm not saying he's fully sold out on one side, particularly leaning toward that mother's side. But what I can clearly see is there's full-blown animosity, as there should be. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. You're human at the end of the day, regardless of what achievements you get and all this other shit. You're human, okay? And his father could have made better decisions. The mom, you could have made better decisions. What kind of crack was that mom smoking when she got with this husband? I mean, with this baby father. See, I need to get details on that. When she got with this musician, right? The dad is a musician, y'all. Was she intrigued by this shiny black man? Right? We're gonna talk about that. The lust thing is real. Logic, your mom was probably lusting over some black thing-a-lang.
That part.
And then when she found out that he really ain't shit, she was stuck with you. So, yeah, you're going to have to point the finger at your mom a little bit too, my boy. Since you the hip, you the tragic mulatto. Huh? But let's play a little bit more of this track here,
They snipped your nuts.
Yeah, they sure did. Cut them balls off
And
and you came out there, boy.
And 33 years, or not, a little less than that, 28 something odd years later, you had a child that pushed through.
Yeah.
And
he's a miracle.
he really is.
And he saved my life.
Child.
See, he saved my life. He's saving my life every day. Ashley saves my wife saves my life every day.
Shout out to Mara.
But you know what? Here's the dangerous part of that. And it's just like what you said, Brother Lone Wolf. When you know that this man who should have been in your life is talking the way he's talking now, with this admiration for all these other folks, when you needed him,
He wasn't there.
he wasn't there.
Watch this. And continues not to be there. You
Well,
still ain't there.
well, I mean, to some degree, they're together because I got another clip. But it's really transactional. So to a degree, you know, it's a 50-50 thing as far as being there and not being there. I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, Brother Lone Wolf. But these are the dangers, y'all, of putting your shit somewhere early, opening your legs up when they really should be down. See, I'm not gonna keep allowing women to put responsibility on the guys. Take two to tango. Take two to tango. You wanted some excitement in your life. We ain't just talking about these new millennial chicks. Back then, shorties then wanted some excitement in their life.
They still do.
Yeah, you understand me, Brother Lone Wolf?
They
So
still do.
we not going to just be pointing, oh, well, he was in that. Nah, we not going to do that. Just so happen that he's in the hot seat. While the son is over there talking about this is a safe place. Yeah, all right.
When he said it twice, I knew it wasn't.
Come on. Oh, man. What my gentlemen, are we back in the building?
I'm here.
Okay, they kicked me out of the studio for a second on that one. Hold on, let me share the screen back up. Let me get the screen back up again. Man, let me get the screen back up again. Yeah, he told him it was a safe place twice.
Yeah. Normally, when you have to say things 2 or 3 times, you're only reminding. You're trying to remind yourself.
Self. There you go. Come on.
You know, like well, I'm not going to change the conversation, but yeah, when he
Right.
said that twice, I said this is not a safe place.
It's anything but safe. It's hostile. It's
Yes,
a hostile
because
environment. So, you know, but I'm gonna play a little bit more of this track here. Here we go.
As I told you, you know, my wife is my rock, man. You know, she's my rock.
Yeah.
You know, and Aston, he's just him, man. That's all I can say. He brings me so much joy. Just like,
And you know, here's the dangerous part about this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that everybody can learn from this as the numbers get lower and lower, because niggas don't want to have a serious conversation. As the numbers get lower and lower during
But
this
Chef, you know why?
broadcast.
You know why?
Go ahead,
Because
brother.
they're watching their own trauma being played out.
Mm.
Most of these viewers can identify with something like this. You just unearthing some cobwebs, something that was buried, or they just ignored. It hit me too because I'm dealing with this right now in my 50s.
Hold on. In your 50s, this is touching you like it's still the first time.
It's a reminder that that it's still ongoing until the parents or the children rest in peace. That scab is still open between those parents and the child, especially when you have one that's reaching out and the other one is resisting or don't know how to. I know with this older generation, they do things because that's the way it's always been done. They do things out of what they've seen do. They mimic what they've seen their mothers or their fathers do. They really can't articulate why they did what they did. They do it because that's the way it's always been done.
Right.
They pass down that trauma and expect you to get on board and accept that inappropriate behavior. I called my father messy. I'm not messy. I said, yes, you are. I respect you are messy. Multiple women, multiple children, no responsibility. And picking favorites. Oh, I see this conversation.
You said picking favorites, huh?
Among his children, yes. If he can get this brother reminds me, the father reminds me of the father who's given everything he has to that one child, but neglected the other ones.
Mm.
And he still wants that reciprocal love, but he never gave it. That's a bad. That's woo. It's deep when you know you haven't been there for just advice, for just special events, accomplishments, but you still come back and said, give me, can you spare? Wow, Steve. To a son you didn't love, that you never loved. You sired, or you brought forth a child, but you never loved the child.
Right.
But in your own unique way, you still demand some love because I'm the father. Come on, man. And some assistance.
And that, my brother Lone Wolf, right there. You know, this is where I run into the issue with folks. I'm your parent. You need to respect me.
Mm-hmm.
No. You need to qualify for the respect. You got to qualify, right? Because I ain't asked to be here, right? Children don't ask to come here. They just come here because you doing some things. And, you know, whether you a test tube baby or you a naturally born baby, them kids ain't asking to be here. So then now you got folks who are forced with a decision, right? To be stubborn and still party, do what they want, or sacrifice it for the greater good of that child. And unfortunately, this man and women and other men like him get it way too late and force these damn casualties of we become casualties of the environment. Not even war. I can't even call it war. It's just this passed on trauma. We wonder where it comes from because these folks don't deal with it before it gets to us. Nobody's dealing. That's the issue. But you know what? So this is why, like, even for me, even though he's a mulatto, a tragic mulatto, okay, I don't even blame the dude for getting his lick back.
Right.
That's me. I'm gonna keep that 100. I don't blame Lil Logic for getting the lick back. People say he using his dad. Nah, I'm gonna get my lick back on this dude. I'm gonna get mine because you know what? You still a stranger. And you know what? You did me wrong. I got to get mine in order for me to feel half decent.
So I'll say this. I think that I put a lot of value on the scripture that says, honor your parents, that your days will be long. Right?
Right.
And I can say my father turned 80, I think last year. And mind you now, I hadn't saw him from 2008 to pandemic. I hadn't spoken to him. From 2008 to 2020 was 13 years. We hadn't spoken. And I went to see him to check on him to make sure he was good. Because for me, it was about honor. It wasn't about respect. More so honor. And honor and respect it's dual. I recognize that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mother and my father coming together. I'm still a product of them, even if their behavior is inappropriate and I don't subscribe to it. But I know I'm here because those two got together. Honor. So I drove to see him. He didn't even know I was even coming. Knocked on the door. Showed him some honor. Didn't have a long conversation. But I understand honor. Not that he did nothing for me. He's done nothing for me. Nothing. I can't quote him. But I showed him some honor. Because we all are going to get old one day. And not that our children are supposed to take care of us, because I'm not betting on that. No. Because I know that the relationship between the child and the parent, it's not reciprocal.
Right.
Anything will change them. They can love you today and hate you tomorrow. Okay? But again, we just need to be mindful of the decisions that we make, because every decision, there is a consequence, either in the present or in the future.
No doubt.
But there is a consequence.
No doubt, Brother Lone Wolf. No doubt. Brother Negro, what say you about what you're hearing so far, sir? I know the Negro.
Oh yeah, I was doing some little digging. I was looking to see who he was married to now. You know,
Yes,
like
sir.
I was not comfortable with him using the N-word. And you're not married to a black woman. You're not having children with a black woman. You're not passing on the legacy onto black people. But yet still you want to invoke Negro. See, I'm still stuck on that as Negro Black Knight. Like I gotta be the guardian of the culture.
Keep your sword drawn, Negro. Keep it
drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm just getting upset with people that feel like they can crash course our legacy. And what I mean by that they could just hijack it, do whatever they please, and then say, well, I'm a Negro though. How? Like, were you in a Negro community? Where were you at on Black History Month? Were you rocking the kente cloth like Kamala Harris? Like, we need some answers. Because DNA is just not cutting it. Because when you look at the Italian mob, they want to know what Pacific country part of the country you come from. So it's beyond blood, because they're looking at a Pacific culture and a Pacific family. So like he looking real unfamiliar. Yeah, he can get the reparation, but him carrying the torch, oh hell no. Oh hell no. They got it like, and he might not even get reparations if he got white on that driver's license or white on that birth certificate. You know, like that's what I think. And yet still he feels like he can dictate in aspects of the culture, the most sacred part of the culture. Like you am I going too hard, Brother Chef? Because like I'm not really feeling this.
Well, listen, get your lick in. You got to listen. You got to get that lick in the way you need to get it, man. So I'm not gonna block you. Listen. People turn coat all the time. This young man could be so crashed out and influenced by what the programming of mainstream media says as far as depiction of Black Americans. He gonna be like, you know what? See, and my dad's Black, so it makes sense. This is what they do. He could be on that time. You see what I'm saying? Like he.
That's what I was getting. That's what I was getting from when he was saying that, when he was making fun of him about getting a vasectomy. I'm thinking about the black men that's getting their balls clipped when they were hanging them. All right. It was certain things that I wasn't cool with as a Negro man, and this guy's invoking Negro, and he's talking to his Black father as if like I'm not cool with that. The whole conversation during Black History Month,
Well, the father,
The data.
the father remarried. So I definitely, if you can find that receipt of who the father remarried, he could be one of them Negroes. The dad could be one of them Negroes who just love white women.
That's what I was trying to look for, brother, at the same time, but his kept popping up, and he got married twice, and they're both with to like light-skinned Latinas or whatever. So like he's not like, I don't look at him invested in our culture like that for him to invoke Negro. Like and like and that's where I'm getting at, just at the basics of that. Like we need to really start gatekeeping our culture. Where like if you got this guy, like he's just one shade off from being a Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like let's really be real about this shit, man. Like he's one skin off from being a Drake. All right. Like I'm gonna keep hitting up with the light skins because it's not me being a beige skin hater or anything of that nature. It's me showing the element of these type of the mindset that comes with some of these type of individuals.
Oh, you're not a beige hater.
No, I'm not a beige skin hater. I'm just talking about the light because you got beige skin people that got it on all four corners and their heads intact. You dig what I'm saying? Right. So that has nothing to deal with the skin color. It deals with more like their mentality and how they're approaching things in our community and how they're catering to certain white supremacy tropes, you know, that I find alarming. That I find that, and it's during Black History Month. And statistically, Black fathers are the most engaged in Black children's lives. So for him to bring out this counter narrative during Black History Month, it's like a black eye to the brothers and sisters in the community next to his white wife. Like, let's get it.
Yeah. Let's play a little bit more of this track. Though I knew, it's Brother Lone Wolf, you're so right. This is hitting home. It's getting a little hurtful to folks, but I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm just want to have a conversation. All right. And listen, it's a necessary conversation, man. It is truly a necessary conversation when you just put it on Black father, when you just put it on father and son dynamic, right? Unfortunately, this guy has to happen to have a Black father. So then now it's got to be Black father dynamic. And with us having with Black men having a phenomenal statistic of being present in the kids' lives, as of 2021, leading the charge, certified father. Right. This man right here, this old school cat, does nothing to help that statistic. But again, we got to also make sure that he comes from a particular time.
Right.
Okay. Papa was a rolling stone.
Right.
Right. Where he lay his hat was his home.
Well, he gave that away when he got the vasectomy.
Come on.
He didn't put no value on his sperm.
You see? So I just wanted to go there, which I wanted to go there and touch, but let's go ahead and play some more of this.
Seeing my grandson.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's, that brings my heart joy, being able to see little Bobby hang out with my grandson because I haven't seen him ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except for stealing pictures off of
Instagram. But don't worry, I'm gonna send you pictures now. So me, I just want you to understand, man, that when we had that conversation today, and since you had been in the house, 16 hours, and by then you had asked me for
everything in the world.
Everything in the world, Daddy. You asked me for a car. You asked me to help you pay your rent. You asked me for all this other shit. And you know what? It's the first time in our relationship that I didn't want to block you, or I felt that you had crossed the line that I set, and you crossed it anyway. And then I realized that this time it is truly beyond a selfish place. This time it is about your son. It is about your wife, because as a 68-year-old man,
you're an asshole.
As a 68-year-old man, you may not have that many years left, and here you are not being selfish. You're trying to create something for them to that you want to be able to leave behind. And
Let me pause it right there. Y'all think that's cap? What y'all think? Y'all think that's coming from a genuine place? Because you
No.
listen, that. Hold on. Let me get this, and then I'm gonna give it to you. This is why I wanted to have a conversation. Okay. Some of us have the ability. I'm not gonna say all. Some of us have the ability to move past shit, right? But we won't forget shit. We can move past it, but we won't forget it. And in this case, the father may be benefiting from the bloodline in this case, Brother Negro, Brother Lone Wolf, everybody that's tapped in and that's going to be checking in on a replay. The father may be benefiting from this child here, Logic, saying, you know what? Listen, you didn't do it for me, but it doesn't mean I can't assist you in doing it for my little brother. That's where I'm coming from, right? I done gave some people, particularly relatives, chances to get back in my life, but you got to qualify, right? You got to. That's what I'm on. Everything is qualified. So this is why I'm like, okay, yeah, he may be using them, but he's also healing, for the both of them. This is real healing, I think, that could be taking place. I mean, people put on fronts and all this other shit, but for me, the message is a little bit bigger. I'm going to see past some of the other stuff, and everybody else can have their interpretation. I don't tell people how to think. That's not my shit. But I do present certain things. And what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing, tension. I'm seeing some regret. I'm seeing some aggravation. I'm seeing empathy. I'm seeing a whole bunch of these adjectives niggas got. I'm seeing all of this at one time, right? And for the purposes of doing something greater, I'm not even knocking the dude from having this conversation with his pop live like this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna knock it. I think this is the mere fact that it's triggering so many people, that folks are coming in and out of the conversation the way they are to check and see if the coast is clear, hoping that we get back to more nigga shit. Tells me everything I need to know. So it's all good. But Brother Negro, what say you about what's happening here? Is it really on Black Tom assisting the father with giving that child a chance at something he didn't have?
No, I haven't confirmed who that black man married, who that Negro man married. So that's still up in the air, and I think that they purposely dug it because you got Negroes like us that's gonna try to look for the truth and piece together what really might have happened, so that we can avoid these type of situations, these type of blow-ups in our communities. This man's the Patrick Mahomes of rap. I look at him as a dark.
Hold on. The Negro with a liner. Called him the Patty Holmes of rap. Go ahead, Negro. Oh man.
Yeah, because he's talking black, whatever, but he's married to a white woman, not once but twice, like who you leaving your legacy says a lot about who you are as a person. So I look at it's all cap, man. I think it's for him to get clicks and views. I think it's him to be exploitive of the black legacy and not to be checked on it, because I'm biracial. Or because I just have got the bloodline. And I really think that just because you got the blood in your veins, you still don't qualify, little brother. You still don't qualify. Because if you knew what the word Negro would have evoked, you wouldn't be talking to your father in that manner. You wouldn't be putting your father out there like that because you know how the media is against the American Negro. Malcolm done warned us. Malcolm done told us and showed us, you know.
Mm.
So for him to put his father out there on Jump Street like that, even if he is maybe wrong, I don't think that's the move, man. I think it can be weaponized by the media to say that all black men are like that, and we know that that's not the case statistically.
I appreciate that. I like that perspective, brother. Brother Lone Wolf, what say you about this position?
And I don't disagree with the Negro. I think Negro is on to something. What I will say is this: the son said multiple times during the interview that he's doing this for his brother, for his baby brother, not for the father. It's almost like I'm upstage you because you can't even do for your son, your miracle son. He may be the miracle son,
upstaging him. Come on.
but I'm facilitating the money right now. You coming to me about your miracle son.
Oh, so you saying he getting a lick in many ways.
He's getting exposed. Watch this. I got brothers and sisters that I didn't grow up with. And our love for each other is stronger than the love for the parent. So I'm seeing the love for his brother overshadows, he tolerates that father. They just got together, man. This is like they haven't seen each other in 10 years. I would watch this. Love covers, right? If I love you, I'm gonna cover you. I got you. I'm gonna cover you. That son ain't covering his father. And covering you, we're gonna have a conversation one-on-one first before I put you before the whole world. Watch this. I won't even befriend my father because if you can't call me on the phone, you can't sneak on my page and talk to me. There is no conversation unless you picking up that phone. You're not gonna be spying on me, looking everything I write, screenshotting, and then we ain't talking. That's a backdoor move. Call me. Let's have a conversation. To this day, my father is not my friend on social media. Okay? So
that's a fact,
again,
Lone Wolf.
Love covers. Go ahead.
You know, man, damn. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. We having a real conversation. If you gonna go ahead and play it back, you can go ahead and catch the nigga shit in the very beginning. But we want to have a real conversation right now on Sunday. You know, we got the ordained Lone Wolf in here with the Negro, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, we're trying to unpack this shit, make it make sense. You know, Brother Lone Wolf believes that, you know what, in his own way, Logic is getting his lick in and saying, I'm the man that you could never be.
He's sitting up here exposing the conversation about his father begging him when it should be the other way around. He told his dad, I'm only doing this for my brother. You just have to be attached to him. Because they ain't really devolved the whole situation with his finances. He need a whole lot. And the father don't have no problem asking for it. But he feels compelled to look out for his brother, not for the father. If the father didn't have that child, he wouldn't get that. This time around, because he said before, I've helped you once before. And I'm going to help you this time around only because of my brother, the miracle son, the miracle child. The father has become the son, and the son has become the father.
Right. And you know what? And every time I hear him say that miracle, y'all know when somebody getting a licking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah, the miracle child, you know, as if, you know, he was the accident, he was the experiment, he was the mutation.
And look, the son knows that this video will precede him and his father. He brought his age up. We don't know how long you're going to be here. You're 68. This video will be in perpetuity forever. And when his brother come across it and see the conversation he had with his father, that's going to be interesting. When your father wasn't there for you, I was. Documented. This ain't for the father. This is for the sibling.
We know who's not getting stepdaddy of the year. Definitely not him.
Well, hold on, gentlemen. I got the West Coast bully who done tapped in. The West Coast Bay Area bully himself, my brother Twiz. Twiz, listen, first and foremost, Twiz, nigga, I know how you be. You be tapping in. Before you tap in, tell me you up to speed on what we talking about. Twiz, you got the flow. Tell me you up to speed, nigga.
First and foremost, I'm gonna say good morning to some and good afternoon to others. Happy Sunday. I mean,
You
happy
understand me?
Sunday
Yeah,
to
you
everybody. You
understand?
understand me? And I'm gonna keep it 100. I just slid in. I seen you was on live and direct. You know what I mean? So I had to just sit down and get me a seat and catch me a
Shout out
check.
to
You know
my
what I'm
nigga
saying?
Twiz.
So hey,
I
yeah,
ain't
catch
mad
me
at
up to
you,
speed,
Twiz. You
man. You
understand
understand?
me? Shout out to you, nigga. You understand me? Listen, just kick back like a California nigga do, and we're gonna bring you up to speed. You understand me? Yeah, we're gonna bring you up to snuff. But this shout out to Twiz, the West Coast bully, y'all. Shout out to Twiz. Listen, we're really talking about that family dynamic, man. Father, son. I'm just, my challenge right here with doing this broadcast is in hopes that you and everybody can go above the color right now. Right? And then we'll circle back to the colorism after. I want to address the father-son dynamic. Okay? This
Can
is
I
my
comment?
intention. Hold on, Negro. This is my intentions for this portion of the broadcast. Okay, father-son dynamic. And what it hit me, like I said, it hit me because, again, as a guy who would have liked to have had some kind of relationship with my biological before he passed away. I understand where this comes from because, again, some of the interactions as an adult with my biological before he passed was, let me get some money about you. So that for me, that hit me a different kind of way when I heard the let me get a lick up off you and I got you later type of time. But he ain't even talking about giving the money back. He's like, yeah, give me a truck, get me a house for my band, give me something for your brother, all of that. give me. So it hit a little different for a cat like me, because at least the illusion of getting my money back was out there. Yeah, what I mean? So let's go ahead and play a little bit more of this.
And you're coming to your son that you love, and you want to try to find some source of income and help so that the people that you absolutely love will be okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I didn't say fuck you. That's why I didn't say here we go again, because it wasn't the father that I knew smoking crack and running around and trying to get what he could get. It wasn't the father
You're
that I
right.
knew
You're right.
that stole my identity as a child and maxed out credit cards and ruined my fucking credit. That's not the same man. That's not the man that I'm looking in the eyes today.
Yeah, but you know what I want to say about that is, you know, what goes around comes around, dog. You know, the things in which like I have done in my past have come back to haunt me. Okay. But what I realize is, how am I going to deal with those things that come back from the past to haunt me? I have to, number one, address them. I have to look at them, you know, because like you say, peace, love, and positivity, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, how can you have peace, love, and positivity if you don't have experience, strength, and hope? Because they both come together.
And that's your saying.
That's how I say it.
And I love it. Say it one more time.
Peace, love, and positivity.
Say yours one more time.
Experience, strength, and hope.
Experience, strength, and hope.
That's right. That's right.
That's real. And I
Interesting how the son is son and the father. Y'all see this, right? Interesting how the son is son and the father. Brother Twiz, you know, give me a little bit more from your family. I'm gonna bring you up shortly, but it's interesting. The son is kind of condescending. I'm getting a lot of snappy energy coming off dude. And I'm just
I
like,
100% agree. I 100% agree. He got a lot of feminine energy listening to what his mama told him.
yeah.
I went through something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on, Twiz. I'm gonna bring you in. I'm setting you up. You know, this is when I see this exchange, and you know what? Again, I'm gonna tell y'all straight like this. When you had that moment with the estranged parent, whether it be the mom or the father, because the father just happens to be the one on the hot seat. But when you have that moment, it does come off as condescending if you're the child delivering it to the parent, right? It can come off that way. So I kind of understand it, because again, you know, that's part of the healing process. Once you get to an even place of acceptance and leaving things where they were. And some folks just got to get their lick. Again, I'm gonna say that some folks just got to get their lick back. But I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then we're gonna go to the fellas. I want to hear for the fellas. Let's go ahead and play.
appreciate that. And I think one thing that I want to, you know, we've never done anything like this. This is an exclusive. Exclusive. DJ Drama about to pop out this motherfucker right now. And you know, I really want you to know, like, we're in a safe space, Dad. I understand it. Like, I could look you in the face and tell you this is the biggest platform that you've ever had in your.
He don't believe it's a safe place. Stop saying it. See, Brother Lone Wolf, where we at? Number 5 on the safe place?
We're number 5 on the safe place. That's not a safe place at all. That's an exposure place.
And soon to be explosive. But go ahead, Brother Lone Wolf.
Yeah, the safe place would have been a 101 without the cameras.
Behind closed doors, a sit down father son. You know what I'm saying?
Look, again, I honor my father in not exposing him until we had a conversation. And then after we had the conversation, it ain't no secret. Because what I'm going to say, I've already shared it with you. He doing just the opposite. He said, this is the first time they had this conversation. So this is not the time to have this conversation.
Right.
This is straight up technology at its highest level. Oh my God, this is bad.
Not only that, Brother Wolf, is disrespect to the father. You know, it's disrespect to the father for the simple fact if you want to expose your personal business and how you feeling in our past, this is something we don't do for the world. You know, this is that clickbait shit. We gonna call this nigga Clickboy because he doing this for clickbaits. And he's doing this to get women's approval. He probably doing this on the behalf of his mother. You understand me? But go ahead, Chef.
Oh, you think I like that. Marinate on that, Brother Twiz. Twiz say he getting a lick back from the moms. For the moms. He's getting a lick back on her behalf. You know that's a good place to do it, because listen, we're not gonna act like the mothers don't send a son off. Niggas, his body's dropping every day because a mom done sent her son off. Talk about old boy. That's the mom sent old boy and shot the dude up while he was in the chicken spot. I'm just saying. But let's go ahead and play this.
Motherfucking life right now, right here,
Mm.
talking to the world, talking to millions of people.
See?
Not to
See?
not to freak you out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this is you, and you're the most realist and you're most honest. And I'm gonna be real. We're gonna be here for a little bit, man. We're gonna be able to talk and have a conversation. We can take breaks. You can take a piss. You can smoke a cigarette. You can do whatever the fuck you want, Daddy. I love you. And no, for real. And I'm just excited to talk.
That I love you, safe place, all of, those are fillers, y'all.
Yeah.
Just know that. That's it ain't what he's saying. He can't even look him in the face strong when he say it. That's what y'all gotta peep the body language.
Yeah.
You understand me? But I'm gonna play some more.
Wait.
But I
Can
think
I
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. 2 seconds. His mother was involved with crack cocaine, right? I know that he mentions her a couple of times in her song and stuff like that, but he's not giving her that type of smoke. On I know she might have raised him, might have had some contact or something of that nature. Because I thought he might have been raised by his grandparents, but I don't know his full backstory like that. But I don't see him having this type of smoke for the mama. And we don't know if the mama even concealed who his birth father is. And I feel like just the way that he's getting at this brother on Black History Month, man, it sets the wrong tone. Like I'm gonna keep harping on that. And this is coming off the heels off of the Swifties promoting the father and daughter dynamics. Now you got somebody downplaying the father and son dynamics of Black men.
Right. I feel you. I understand that too, man. I mean, listen, the fact is that right. The fact is that we're looking at a situation. Right. We're looking at a situation here where I'm almost sure the mom sent this all, but this was one of the licks that he had to get himself too. He had to get himself that lick as well. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me go ahead and put this up. One more. Let me go play a little bit more here.
Biggest thing before we truly get into what we're about to get into is I have grown as a man. And in the years that I put you out of my life and I did not talk to you because you crossed the line, I asked you not to cross and you crossed it over and over and over again. The same line that you crossed 5 times in the last 16 hours since you landed, I'm at a different place in my life. And I want you to know that I love you and I'm not going to block you and we're going to talk through shit. And I wasn't in a place to talk through shit because I was raising my own son, because I was, I am a fucking walking company, because there were so many things that I needed to handle for myself. And, one thing we talked about earlier, Father, who I love, we talked about the fact that,
y'all see what's happening, right? The explosion is coming. I hope y'all see it. All of this, look at the back and forth with the head.
If I help you, because I know you talk shit about me. You've said, Dad, Bobby don't help nobody. You've said this. I'm not saying you're saying it right now.
No. I mean, the bottom
you've
line
said
is, it's been said by me before.
Exactly.
But the bottom line is, what I realize is that you don't owe me a motherfucking thing. You don't owe me nothing. And I had to come to the realization of that. I gave you your talent, but my talent was given to me by my father, which is given to you by your father, which is given to you, in which you're going to give your son,
100%,
Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going down the line.
It is, but I just want to say one thing. I want to say that,
hey, that's why I want to go with y'all real quick. Let's go there. Let me go here now. Let me go here. Did the father betray the Black American community? I'm gonna go to Lone Wolf first. Did the father betray the Black American community, knowing that he inherited his talent from his father and it should have been kept in the Black community? But no, he put it somewhere else. What say you, brother Lone Wolf?
I would say that the father just didn't have the respect for his seed. Like many of our brothers, we don't put no value on our seed, on our semen. There are intrinsic properties in our semen that we pass on. Once we put some value on that semen, you would be discriminating about who you bust in, who you decide to lay with, who do you give birth to. So I can't really blame the son because the father was reckless with his not having penis discipline.
There you go. Come on.
So no, I can't blame the son right now. Again, it's the men. It's the males. I wouldn't even call it. He's still operating as a male, would appear to be a man. The father, still reckless. Oh, this is. Man, I can unpack this for days, man. This is a lot. This is a lot.
brother Negro, what say you? Same question, sir. Let's go there. What say you, brother Negro?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the father did betray the black community. No matter this is gonna be controversial. I don't want to get hit with the Dr. Umar because I'm not a Pan-African, but it's kind of on that same perspective. I would prefer that we stick within our own lineage, rebuild our relationship with our community, with our women, stuff like that. I think that's more important. And just like the father, the son is doing the exact same thing. He had an opportunity with the black art form to work with a black woman and to uplift a black woman in the culture and the lineage. But yet still, he invokes the word Negro in his lyrics and makes it into an all lives matter type of situation. And we're not an all lives type of matter type of people. That's my problem with this individual who is detached and removed from the culture, but speaking as if he's a part of the culture during Black History Month and speaking disparagingly or even exposing a black father for not being up to par. I really feel like he's putting black men and casting us in a bad light. I think that there's some animosity coming from this Patrick Mahomes type of rapper, and he bigs up Eminem like he's the father of hip hop. He doesn't talk about no Eric. Yeah, he bigs up him on several different occasions.
That's
but I don't
some
think
bullshit logic. When you peep this replay, that's some bullshit. You understand? Listen. That if you gonna hold any part of Negro, know that's off code. Mulatto. Tragic.
Yeah,
mulatto.
And I'm not a hater because I know mulattoes that are on code. So it's a mindset thing, and it's about if you want to support your people or not.
Well, that's why we got to premise it. The tragic mulatto. That's why I say that, and then follow it up with the mulatto, but emphasis on tragic when shit like this moves, because there's a certain way. And that's why I said, it's interesting that he decides to have this conversation during Black History Month with his father out in front of millions, and he knows it's millions, right? That then it's too calculated and too dangerous for the visual and the interpretation for our collective. That's when I then look at him sideways, like, yo, bruh, I don't like how you doing this. Right?
Hey, brother, keep it in mind. He's doing this currently with his new wife, who produced a white child. The baby look whiter than him now. So this is the reason why I call him Patrick Mahomes. Like,
is his mother white? Is his mother white?
His mother's white. Yes, sir. Yes,
Mike.
There you go. Yeah. But the thing is that it shows even a deeper issue. Is like what was taught to him at the home. Who raised this young man, where he knows about Negro, but he knows about this, but he doesn't know about the history and the pain and the struggle of black men and the misrepresentation of black men through the media.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know the word Negro, you know that. You know that. So that's the reason why I'm kind of holding him to a different standard. I'm familiar with his content and his work. I know that he's a reading type of individual, so I know he reading something. So I'm holding him to a little bit of higher standard than your I would say your Little Waynes or maybe some other one, due to the fact that I don't think that they reading like that as much as this little brother here, because he does quote books, he does do things in certain ways that's different. But I don't appreciate him invoking our ancestors, and you're removed from the lineage. You're removed from our people. I would look at that's misrepresenting our people, and that's almost the verge of slander, almost the guise of impersonation. Because you got the blood, but you ain't got the culture. You ain't got the mindset. That's what we're getting at.
I like that from the Negro. I like that talk, that kind of talk. I like that. You know, brother Twiz,
What's happening?
it's on you, man. I mean, yeah, the question still remains. You know, well, first and foremost, I'm gonna flip it like this. What's happening here is a reflection of the Black American community, yes or no, brother Twiz?
No.
Since he got half Negro in him, I want to check that father's lineage. Honestly.
You gotta understand, this shit been going on since the beginning of time. You know what I
So-
mean? This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? But it goes back to what I was raised up off of. You understand me? My dad always told me that once again that we are living in a generation of men raised by women. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell this, be careful who you have a baby by because that's your lineage, that's your future. So by the father having a baby by a white woman, she raised that little boy white because that's how she was raised. So that's all she know. She didn't raise that little boy off red beans and rice and hot water, cornbread, fried chicken, greens, macaroni and cheese, and motherfucking candy yams and meatloaf. She wasn't raised off that good shit. He was probably raised off corned beef and cabbage or sauerkraut or something. You understand? So it's hard for him to identify with being black, but his only connection to what blackness is, and I agree 100% with what you said, Negro. His only connection to blackness is his father, and he used that as his gateway. You know what I'm saying? To deal with black. I bet you 9 times out of 10, he hates his blackness. He hate being black. That's why he getting at his father like that, like he's checking his father, like he calling his father in for a sit down and he's scolding him, which he can't do. Because as I'm hearing the father is checking him calmly but coolly. Only reason why the father there, because the father probably want to have a relationship with his son. Other than that, I could tell by the father kind of sharp, so he don't even want to deal with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was raised off that feminine energy, and that's how he coming. Because when you listen to him, that's what he's portraying. One thing for sure, two things for certain, gentlemen. We can never judge our parents. Why? Because we don't know our parents. We only know them as parents. We never knew them as people. Our parents had lives before us. If we don't know what happened to them, you don't know what kind of trauma they've been through, or you don't know what they endured before we came. You know what I'm saying? So any person, I learned this, and I'm sharing this because I learned this when my mother passed. You know, when my mother passed, I learned a whole new life about her that I didn't even freaking fucking know. And it hurted my heart that a lot of stuff that I learned about her, I wasn't around to protect her. But hey, that's why I think she had a son to have that protection. You know what I'm saying? Because women had it hard back in those days. You know what I mean? In the 60s, 70s, 80s, it wasn't no such thing as domestic violence. It wasn't no such thing as I'm going to call the police. It wasn't no such thing as you got to get out of my house. Back then, a man could be able to do whatever he wanted to do with a woman, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You know what I'm saying? And when I learned the trauma that my mother been through, man, it hurted my heart that I wasn't there to protect her. And it hurted my heart that she was gone and I wasn't there to apologize to her. You know what I'm saying? So any man that's coming with some feminine energy like that, you know, he's getting that from a woman. You know what I mean? He's getting that from his mother. Because me, I never judged my father. You know, I was born with another man's name. You know what I mean? The only reason why I knew I was my father because every man in my family has 6 fingers. You see this right here? Every man on my dad's side has 6 fingers. We all born with 6 fingers. That's how my mother knew I was that man's son. You know what I'm saying? And the cold part about it, I was raised by my stepfather. You know, he got with my mother when I was 2 years old, and he been with my mother to when he passed in 2002. So you know what I'm saying? It go back to what you was talking about when I came in the room. The role that a father plays in the son life is the most important role of all because he's going to guide him on that path to manhood. You can tell he wasn't guided on that path of manhood because he has so much anger and frustration to where, you know, men, we taught to move on. We taught to suck it up. My stuff always taught me, hey, if something happened to you, suck it up. Be a man. Only thing it's going to do is toughen you up. You know what I'm saying? But he's still emotionally weak. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that's probably why he got with as we say, Chef C, a troglodyte, because that's the only thing he could relate to. That's what he was raised up and raised around. So that's what he wants to be a part of. So motherfuckers like that, they hate their blackness. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of hate situations like this because that's what's suffering and that's what's hurting a lot of black men, and that's what's going to impede a lot of black men in the future because they got to deal with this little emotional ass trauma, what their mama said. You know, I went through this with my daughters. When my daughters turned 18, they came to me and they all said, "Oh, it was my mama. It wasn't you. It was my mama." You know what I'm saying? And I'm not passing no blame or passing a buck. Love your mama, do everything, but yet always remember it's two sides to every story. You know what I'm saying? Before you come to your conclusion, understand your father. You never know. He may have came home and found your mama cheating on it. He might have found out some shit to where he had to leave and didn't want to. You don't know his side of the story. Try to figure out his side of the story, then come with conclusion because you could be wrong. You could be harboring all this ill will, bad energy, and negative thoughts over something that you don't even know. Here you come up barking like a dog behind the fence. Then just as soon as Papa walk in the gate, you licking his hand like a fucking puppy. You know what I'm saying? Take time to learn. Like my dad always said, it's two sides to every story. You can never understand, boy, overstand, because you can never be a master studying one side. Study both sides. And if you can get more, the more the better. You know what I'm saying? But little dude right there, he's emotionally weak. You know what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck how much he talked to his father. He ain't gonna never be able to heal that damage that his mother put up on him. And even if his mother was on dope, so motherfucking what? Nigga, you gotta be a man out here. And you can't blame nobody for what happened to you in your life. You have to be accountable. From the time you turn 18, you are fully responsible and accountable for your life. And you can't pass the buck, point no fingers, or cry wolf. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand on your square, 10 toes down, chest out, head held high. You know what I mean? And that's the only way you can do it. I learned that at a young age. I don't have nobody to call. I can't call my big brother, cousin, uncle, or nobody. I just had me. And that's how I learned. That's why I'm the man I am right now, because I learned how to depend on me. Like Brother Darren always said, when I come across a problem, I fix it. I don't cry about it or ask why me or woe with me. Fuck it. If my tire get flat, if I got a jack, I'm gonna jack it up and I'm gonna call motherfucking AAA. If my engine not working, if I need a dead battery, I'm gonna pop that motherfucking trunk, grab the jumper cables, grab my other car and jump that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I gotta do because who I'm gonna depend on? No motherfucking body. You know, I cut my mic there.
Yeah, cut your mic there, nigga. Shout out to Twins. Listen, let me go to the lone wolf, Brother Wolf. And then I'm gonna go to this other slide. But Brother Wolf, we are when are men able to show a more sensitive side, quote unquote sensitive side, that human side? Because right now, you know, people are saying the young man is being soft. This is feminine energy. So, you know, this is kind of just shut up and dribble energy to me. You know, you're a basketball player. Just shut up and play basketball, nigga. You a man. Just shut up and keep all your shit inside. You know, where could there ever be a safe place for a man? And who's to dictate how you heal? Right, Brother Lone Wolf. So I ask you the question, man, where are the safe places? Where is a suitable safe place for a man to have his moment? Only behind doors?
So I think that the suitable, safe place is within. I think that you got to know who you are. I think that's a scary quest for most men is to find out who they are, because many are being somebody else. So the safe place was just finding out who you are and not being dictated by others. Again, I think in this situation, all I see is pain. I mean, just straight raw pain and exposure. Again, I didn't have the relationship with my father, but I still covered him. I still, when it was time to have the conversation, we had that conversation.
Right.
I didn't expose him to the world like this brother's doing. In his mind, he may think he's right, but I understand energy and I understand what you put out, you gonna see it again. Maybe in your child. Okay? Because look, watch this. Just good intentions is not always the right decision. I've lived to see good people do everything for their children, and them children flip on them. And I've lived to see parents do nothing for them children, and them children love them to death. So this is an interesting situation, but I think it could have been, it should have been handled differently. But you know, he has a point to prove. He wants to expose his father. Again, remember, I've said before, it's 3 types of neglect: verbal, physical, and neglect, not and being absent. You seen a hurt son talking to his father who wasn't there, and he's showing no mercy right now. He knows.
And Brother Wolf, you forgot one more: emotional neglect.
Yeah. So he's showing no mercy right now. He's projecting calm, cool, collect, but he's a storm. That's a storm, brother. I'm a wordsmith too. I see him.
Well, let's play a little bit more of this one here. I got a different one, and then we're gonna shut this down. It's a lot to go through. Y'all can go to the platform and check it out yourselves. But let's go ahead and play this portion.
You know, one of the last times I tried to reconnect with my dad, first thing he asked me for is $1 million. He says, I need $1 million. He said, boy, I need $1 million. I said, for what? First of all, can we go catch motherfuckers? Shit. Can we go fishing or something? Like, you need $1 million.
Can we throw a Nerf football?
Yeah, seriously. You know, so I'm like, okay, no. Why do you need $1 million? And he's like, so I can get a studio house for my band, because my dad plays African percussion and sings. He's actually a damn good musician, if I'm being honest. It's just, you know, the drugs and all that. So shit never really panned out. And I was like, Dad, no. And I put him out of my life again because I set these boundaries and he would just step over them. And I always told my dad, I said, don't talk to me about money and don't talk to me about fucking music. Like my dad, he really does. He calls me Logic, like even to this day. Like sometimes it'll slip out. And he'll say, no, he won't. And then I look at his phone and my name is Logic in his fucking phone. And I'm like, bro, what? Anyway, a couple months ago, I decided that I was going to let my dad back in my life because I'm looking at my little boy and I'm like,
and now he's like, I need $30 million because you talked about it on your podcast.
Exactly.
Sorry, keep going.
No, I thought about, there was a version of me at 50 years old, wiser than I am now, whose dad is dead, right? It's just, there's never going to get that back. And I was like, you know what? Here we go. I'm going to try it yet again. And I let my dad back in my life, fly him out here, first class, take care of him. Walks in the door, goes, I need a truck. I need you to buy me a truck. Off jump, right? So instead of doing what I always would do, which is go, fuck you. How could you do, not really, but like being like, how could you talk to me about this? Da, da, da. I'm putting you out of my life again. I said, Dad, you haven't been here. And he was like, I need you to pay my bills. and all this shit. And I was just like, why are you doing the one thing I asked you not to do? And then he's like, and then we got to hit the studio. So it's like literally all the things. I was like, please don't do.
Money, 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 music.
Yeah. And I was like, why, Dad? And he looks me in the face and he says, the greatest answer he could give me. He says, I don't know. So why you ask me this shit? I don't know. And then he's like, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what are you embarrassed about? And this was when shit started to get deep. And he said, I just want to leave something for your brother. Because 30 years ago, after my dad had me, he did two things in this order. He got a paternity test, clearly, to make sure I was his baby. And then second, he got a vasectomy. Almost 30 years later, he was in a program, knocks up a 22, 23-year-old girl. She has a baby. A year later, she dies of a heroin overdose. My dad takes the baby. And I remember telling him, I'm like, I want to adopt that baby. And my wife was pregnant. And I was like, I want to adopt my little brother. And he was like, just give me the money. So this is the kind of person I was dealing with. Things are a bit different, and we'll get there in a second. Sorry for talking so damn much.
I like it.
But it is a podcast. And I said, what do you mean you're embarrassed? And he goes, I need to leave something for your little brother.
Mm.
And for the first time in my life, I thought about it. I said, Dad, you want a truck? He said, yeah. I said, you want some money? He said, yeah. I said, you know what I'm going to do, Dad? I'm going to make an album with you. And I'm going to make an album about family and love and loss. And you're going to sing all over it. And you're going to get publishing. And you're going to earn every fucking dollar you get. And you're going to understand Black ownership, self-investment, XYZ, all this shit. And I said, 50% of every dollar you make is going to go into a trust that I can't touch and you can't touch. And when that little boy is of age, he will have something.
That's what I wanted to go to. Now, does the mulatto have the right to educate his father, his Black father, about Black wealth? Brother Lone Wolf, I'm going to you first, sir. That's what I wanted to touch on.
Absolutely. Why not? Wisdom is in the multitude of counsel. I'm not going to turn down the wisdom because it doesn't look like me. I've tried the folks that look like me. We as a collective are still trying the folks to look like us.
Mm.
And where we at? So yeah. Now his approach to how he did it with his dad, that's something different. But the dad came to him and he said, I'm gonna flip it up, I'm gonna switch it. You'll get it. But on these terms, because again, it ain't even for his father. It's for his brother. It ain't for his father at all. His father may not be around to be, his father may not even live long enough to even get a royalty. He's 68 right now. He's on that crack.
Right.
Lost the mother to crack. So he's raising the boy, he's raising the son on his own. This to me, it sounds like a role reversal. Father has become the son becomes the father. And no. Teach him again. So, man, it's some layers to this. The father 68 has never done nothing with the talent nor the gift. The son has.
Right.
And now the son is reminding the father, you never did nothing with it. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. But you're gonna earn it. So you can know the whole process.
And that's my thing, Brother Lone Wolf. That's my thing. Listen, I want to go to the Negro. I mean, again, you know, these two, broadcasts weren't too far apart. Okay. And in this, where he's talking about Black wealth and leaving something and all of this, do you still stand on the position that that he was doing this to take a bash at the black community in the previous interview? You there, brother Negro? All right, he probably got froze up. I'm
right here. No, I'm right here. I was in the middle of, you caught me punching up something. I was trying to find out if Logic mentioned reparations or lineage-based reparations or downplay that. That's why I was in the middle of you guys talking to see if he even made any mention to these things, because he mentioned Negro. He put it in his lyrics, he put it in his song. So obviously he knows something about that, about reparations, repair. I didn't hear him talk about the intellectual leaders that we quote when we talk about business, like Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Darity, black economists, and other black businessmen and leaders, So how is he, I understand teaching him or showing him, but I think that's something that could have been done in private, not in public. I feel like he was undermining the black man, like saying, like, see, like, I'm the light-skinned mulatto guy or whatever, because I'm further away from black. I know more than you. That's what it alludes to me. And I don't like that being cast and being portrayed, especially during Black History Month, especially when majority of black men take care of their children, So I feel like this individual, because he's an aberration, he gets more of the push versus talking about what's really going on as a consensus, So those are the things that kind of upset me about this. And I'm tired of him keep saying that he's a part of the black community when he's a part of a people of colors community, He should be talking about things from a multicultural perspective, not from specifically from Negro and stuff like that. I think that he's like very removed culturally and also from the mindset.
What I'm looking at the posture of that finger. Look at that freeze, y'all. Look at the freeze in that finger when he's talking about black wealth, the father teaching him the importance of self-investment. It's that wag your finger energy that Kamala Harris give off real strong with it when she talking about black folks, although she not of us, right? But again, folks will tell you she the first black female VP. They're gonna tell you that. But again, this is, I'm just looking at the situation and I say to myself, that kind of direction or energy, is that coming from a place, from his mother's side, or is just, the way he feels on delivering it at that time and the position that he's taking as far as the importance of doing it? I think it can be all of the above. I'm not even gonna hold nobody. But it's more so like he actually, like, if he didn't have that little brother that the father birthed, it would be on some real fuck you dad type shit. That's just what I'm getting. But because he has the little brother, he's gonna deal with it a little bit because he care about the little brother. So look at his finger and tell me what's different with her finger. Same energy, y'all. So Twiz, listen, same question for you, man. You understand me? Does he have the right to educate a black man, being the tragic mulatto, on black wealth and self-investment? Is that a place that he, should he be able to come from that position and it be received by another black man?
I'm gonna say he could teach wealth, but he can't teach black wealth, especially coming from a white mother. He just wasn't, even if your dad is black and he wasn't around, you was raised white. So what do you know about being black? You know, when you look at him, you could tell to me, he looked like a Post Malone looking motherfucker. You understand? I don't even know, I can't see no black in him. So how was he to tell somebody about being black? Especially, excuse my language, a nigga like me. Hey, brother Wolf, I don't know many scriptures, but what the scriptures always say, thou shalt honor thy mother or thy father, or your days will be shortened. I see that it's a lot of disrespect. And Negro, I agree with you. He's basically speaking down on his father and trying to speak like his father is incompetent and don't know nothing. So he gonna sit his father down and teach you something. You know what I'm saying? Once again, not knowing what his father been through or the trials and tribulations, but yet he wants to school his father. You know, I kind of find it insulting to a certain degree. Instead of trying to show his father love and put his father up on his wing and get his father help, he want to try to call himself schooling his father in a scolding way. And I don't agree with that. And when you listen to him talk, like Negro said, you can hear the detriment in his voice on how he's speaking on his father because his father is black and because he's mixed. He has a little bit more knowledge and a little bit know about, like, oh, you didn't know how to do it, but I'm gonna show you how to do it. Like, boy, I was doing music way before, you know what I mean? Come on now, it's crazy on how these son boyfriends and son husbands sit up here and try to scold their father when they don't even have a clue. You know what I'm saying? And this is the pure definition and the pure image and a pure example of what this shit is right here. You know what I mean? Knowledge is powerful, regardless of whoever you get it from. You just got to be wise enough and open enough to accept it in. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm not going to be scolded by nobody. If you want to teach me and show me, come on, let's have a sit down. But like you said, you're not going to wag your finger in my face. I'm a hard-head ass towards the bull. That's the wrong thing to do to me. You know what I'm saying?
No
I
doubt.
drop my mic there.
Indeed. Well, I say this, man. Again, if you're here for the first time, make sure you like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. I wanted to have this conversation. For those of you who tap in for nigga shit, you're going to have to go ahead and play that back. That's right at the beginning. This is the real shit portion of the program. We're going to get ready to shut it down because we were in here for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I got shit I got to do. I got some calls I got to make. So for the gentlemen in here, I'm going to start with Brother Twiz, man. If they want to get a hold of you, let them know about the real estate business you got, sir. Let them know how they can get a hold of you, Twiz. You got the flow.
Yes, indeed. My business is called Blackfire Capital LLC. My email is blackfirecap@yahoo.com. I'm a real estate wholesaler and investor. If you got some property, no matter what condition it is, just let me know. I'll give you cash for it. I'll close in 4 weeks, pay all closing costs. I'm responsible for anything besides back taxes, penalties, and mortgage fees. Okay. My Twitter handle is Twizzle, WSO. And my IG is Twizzle800. So you can reach out, holler at player partner there. I'm just your friendly neighborhood player partner. Just down to do business, share game, connect, and spit game. That's it. If it ain't about building, I'm not about beefing. So hey.
Most definitely. That's Twiz. Y'all heard it from the player partner from the West Coast. You understand him. And shout out to Twiz always coming through, riding with us. Now, I'm going to go to my brother Negro. The brother Negro. Let them know how to get a hold of you, your YouTube channel, some of the initiatives you got going for this illustrious month for Black America. You got the flow, brother Negro.
All right, I'm going to talk about I want to say thank you for allowing me to be on your platform, Brother Chef.
Yes,
it's always good working with you, brothers, as always, and discussing about the things in our vision for this community of ours. First things first, we do have a project going on for Black History Month. Make sure that you raise your flag campaign, meaning that you raise your Black Heritage flag or even the Juneteenth flag if you don't have the Black Heritage flag. But make sure that you rep your ethnic heritage flag today and put it in your window, get the little ones, put it in your coffee cup, rep it hard. The other groups do it. We need to do it twice as hard. It's during Black History Month, y'all. Get with the program. Delineate. That's the first thing. We do have a couple of projects in mind. I'm going to break some of the news here. We are working on a case that we're going to be filing against is going to be the Negro Black Knights Heritage Club, the MBNU World Government versus Joe Biden, based off of some of the resources not being allocated to our community in a time of need. So that's one of the projects that I'll be going further, setting up Twitter spaces and other things about in regards to how people can get involved and how they can pass this on to their legislator to push for their repair and more justice. That's what we're about, installing and repairing more justice. And that's it at this time frame. We do have something to look out for human trafficking. We're going to have a project about that, about how to identify the signs in our community, how to avoid those type of things, and how to know what people in the global community that participate in these type of criminalities. You know, so those are some of the things that will be coming up for in the future under the nonprofit, the Negro Black Knights Heritage Club, and the MBNU World Government as well. And I want to say thank you, brother Chef, and other people on the platform being kind and productive of sharing and exchanging ideas to propel our lineage into a much brighter future.
Most definitely, brother Negro. I appreciate you tapping in as usual, man, and doing what you do. Definitely check out the Negro's platform. Definitely hit him up from any initiatives. It is important that you are tapped in and aware of things that may be available to you, ladies and gentlemen. And now, without further ado, I go to my brother Lone Wolf, Juan J. Johnson, Lone Wolf Firearms. Brother Lone Wolf, you got the floor, sir. Let them know how they can get a hold of you and everything else, your platforms, etc., and some of the things you got cooking up in the near future.
First, I'd like to just say thank you for the invite. I was actually just enjoying the conversation, just listening.
Yes, sir.
Said, come on board. I seized the moment and I did it. I want to thank you for what you're doing, Chef. Praying that you will see the results in the now, because the information that you're putting out, the product, this is perpetual, brother. It's going to go beyond us, go beyond you. When you get old and with a cane, this information will still be viewed and listened to by others. Trust me. But again, thank you. You're doing a lot. I appreciate it. Just keep that same energy. And that goes for Brother Negro. Keep that same energy. Brother Twiz, keep that same energy. Because we don't see that. That's what's missing in our collective. It's some honest energy with confidence and boldness and power. So if you want to reach me, just go to lwftraining.com, which is short for Lone Wolf Firearms Training. I'm on YouTube. I need you to subscribe, share, and like it. I'm also on Facebook, Lone Wolf Firearms Training. I'm also on the old Twitter, Social X. So I can be found. And I want to encourage every one of you under the sound of my voice to please become responsible gun owners and gun users. I wake up every single for the survival of yourself, your family, your friends, and the collective. I'll land my plane with that.
Yes, indeed, brother Juan J. Johnson. Thank you, sir, for tapping in today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to definitely send a shout out to everyone that is new, but a very special shout out to all the day ones who rock with me, saw the vision, still see the vision. We have goals that we hit every mark. Okay, every quarter or so we have goals here with this program and the other programs that we have. Again, From the Soil, if you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go ahead and check that out. That is our docu-series, okay? Go ahead and check it out, FromTheSoil.tv. Go ahead and access that program. Watch all 7 episodes. And again, we're also filming season 2. We got we're going here, and we're going to be dropping it very soon. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And of course, everybody that is tapped in to the platform on their next podcast. But I want to play something for you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is one of my guys who really motivate me to keep pushing and having a sense of self-worth when it comes to being who I need to be for myself, the people who trust me, my team, and everything else above that. You know, I want to thank everybody because we have hit the first line of our 1,000 subs. So shout out to everybody who has contributed to that. If you haven't already subscribed, do so. The platform itself has over 250,000 views already. Okay. Yeah, we came out of nowhere. Okay. 250,000 views. That's what we got. In a little as 3 months, 4 months now. So yeah, when people laughed and they said, "Oh, this nigga's a content creator," and and all the stupid shit that come along with being around or associating with dumb motherfuckers. Results is the only thing people understand. So again, I respect those who believe in what we're doing, support what we're doing, right, and are part of what we're doing here at Bloodline Films. But I'm going to leave you with a word from my brother, Eric Thomas. If you don't know who he is, this is one of those electrifying motivational speakers. Okay. And when you believe in yourself, anything is possible. So I'm going to just give you a little word from him, and I'll try to cut it all before they copyright me. But again, let's hear my brother, Eric Thomas.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelle. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, again, I want to thank everybody for joining me here today. Good broadcast. Shout out to everybody that tapped in for the first time, right? And again, remember, ladies and gentlemen, in a system of white degeneracy, you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. My name is Chef C, and I'm out.